Pete from Retro Racing Lunatics. Just thought I'd do an update on my racing cab, which I'm absolutely chuffed with. Just showing the back end of the racing cab, which I'll show you in a moment the front of. But as you can sort of see here, I've just got to do a little bit of tidy up on the wiring. But essentially this had a Pandora's box type of PC in the back of it, which had 110 to 130 plug and play driving games. And really it was just a mini PC, and I'll walk over and I'll show you what it looks like because I've got it set up on a little test rig. A lot of the power supplies and everything and the junctions I've just kept because I've been able to reuse it because it's all USB. I had an old Logitech X530X floating around in the backs of a cupboard, so I've got to repurpose that for some nice sub sounds. You can sort of see how I've got it wired up down the bottom there, and I've got a start button which is connected to the PC. The PC I picked up for an absolute song for around $500 to $600 Australian, which was a Ryzen 5 5600X with a 2060 graphics card in it, 16 gig of RAM, M2 dot drive. So I've got on just plugged in a 4 terabyte Western Digital black speed drive, which is doing the job. And I reckon I've got about 3 terabytes worth of racing games on there, but I'll need to go through and sort that out. So I'm going to quickly just walk over to the test rig, and people might look at this and go, "Oh yeah, I know what this is." But as you could sort of see, it's like a small little PC. It's got a hard drive on it, SSD, so I'm going to plug that into a caddy and see what I can and can't use off it. But here it is, actually just set up, on this little test stand. I'm going to do a bit more research on it. This is the original wheel that came in the arcade machine, but it all works out of the box. So it is a plug and play unit. I'm just going to see whether or not I can actually add and remove any games to it. Anyway, like I said, that's a bit of a research thing, and you can sort of see it's all just using USB harnesses like it uses. This is the power supply that came with it, and it's just plugged into a cheap monitor, and this has HDMI, DVI and VGA outs as well, so it's well and truly covered. Rightio. Here's the cab. I'd say it's probably 90% done. There's a few things I want to just quickly do some tweaking. Originally had the hoary non-force feedback steering wheel in it, which of course I've quickly swapped out, and I've gone and added the webcam. There's a nice little spot for it at the top. The hoary didn't have clamps, it was actually bolted in, and to be honest I thought the wheel was a bit too close to the shroud, so I'm glad this actually sticks out a little bit so you're not knuckle dragging the paddle shifts. You can see the pedals are all set up. I've got the active marquee at the top, which has floating around because I've got the big one on my racing thing. It's got a backlit arcade racing marquee, which I've gone and actually put better sort of sound reactive lights behind it. So it does have 2 marquees. So on the left, it'll actually scroll through in big box the different games. And I'm really happy how that's just turned out. It looks really, really good. The video and the lighting doesn't do it justice. And then today I've just been tinkering around with the pack LEDs and the RGB lights, and you could sort of see how the view's working. Oh look, there's the camera. I probably can't do that very well, but yeah, it's doing what it needs to do across all the switches. Got to do some fine tuning in main hooker to make them all do the things that I want it to do. But yeah, it's pretty much ready to button up. I'm going to do some research in getting the right size speakers for the seats. I'm sure there'll be something on AliExpress that does that, and there's so much room this cabinet's got. I'm going to toss up whether I'm going to add a flight stick to this as well. I think my big chunky Thrustmasters is too big for this setup, so I'm sort of in two minds at the moment, but I might be able to get a smaller flight stick to put on there so it sort of matches the Logitech gear shift on the left. But again, that's something to research down the road. But really chuffed how it's set up. Yeah, and how it's coming along. And I'm going to start playing around with the 900 plus games that are in there. I've gone and actually set up all the Techno Parrots using the new FFB blaster that's come out through Techno Parrot. That has just worked an absolute song on this cabinet. On my multi-cab, it was a bit of a nuisance, but on here, I think 90% of the games have got force feedback and also outputs for lights, which is really cool for nerds like me. Anyway, that's the update. I hope that makes sense. And anyway, I'll do another video once I've buttoned it up and added a few more things down the track. Thanks, everyone.